What's going on, guys? Back here again with another video. This time is the top 5 worst elite figures in our collection. If you've seen our videos, you know that we have a pretty good collection. Some good, some bad, some extremely terrible. We could only find 5 of them that we really just don't like because of the fact that it's either a... Hold on, let me fix this lighting. Because it's either a quality control issue, they came with just meaningless, random accessories, or the detail's horrible, or it's just either cheaply made or whatever. But that's why these 5 are standing right here, and a few of them you might have questions as to why these are our least favorite, or the ones we don't like. Let's go ahead and get into it with number 5. Okay, so coming in at number 5 is the Elite whatever Dean Ambrose. This was the second Dean Ambrose they released whenever he was out of the Shield. The first one was decent. I thought that he was a bit too muscular, but that one is far better than this one, and I'll tell you why. Reason 1, the accessories. This guy came with a male stripper's accessories. I mean, honestly, came with a cop hat. It also looks like an old-ass milkman hat, and he came with 2 batons. And the reason he has these accessories is because when he was feuding with Bray Wyatt, he went to jail and stole a cop car, or whatever the wagon thing was, drove it through the Raw Arena, and was wearing the hat and pulled 2 batons out of his ass somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, terrible. I have one of them in his hand. The other one, I don't know where it is, and I don't care. I mean, we don't. It looks retarded, and it's pointless. I think they could have done something better. Had maybe his leather jacket would have been an awesome accessory. Anything else besides this, I mean, it's ridiculous. Another reason is because his body. It seems to be a different mold from his first singles elite figure he came with the hooded whatever the hell sweatshirt with the arms cut off. It's a lot. He looks more buff in this figure than he did in that one, and we used the other one over this one. I don't know. It's probably going to use it as a custom one day, but for the time being, we'll just keep it. But I did put the other head on this figure from the other Elite because it just looks better. And if he's going to wear a ridiculous cop hat and have 2 batons for no apparent reason, he's got to have a smiling, goofy-ass face. So that's why I did the head swap. Plus, the other head on that body makes it look like he has absolutely no neck. That's number 5. That's the reason it's number 5. Let's go to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Fandango, or Fandango if you want to be a douche about it. This is number 4, and I'm surprised it's not closer to the number 1 spot because of the fact that when I got this figure, everything about it was loose. I mean, I had to super glue the leg joints where the hips are. I had to super glue his stomach because if you shook him, he would just rattle. I mean, it was annoyingly bad how horrible the quality was on this figure. Yes, the details are awesome on his pants and his jacket, but I don't know. And this was the first Fandango Elite they ever put out. Actually, I think it was the first Fandango figure they put out, period. Which Mattel doesn't seem to disappoint when it comes to shit in the bed on first time in the line figures. But we'll get into Samoa Joe here in a little bit. So anyway, details are fine. I have no problem with that. The quality is what I have a problem with on this figure. And I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about when I say I had to super glue it and fix it. You ready? Watch. That's why. Let's go to number 3. And number 3 is Triple H. Forget which Elite this is. I don't know. Just bought it. When I bought it, I was hoping to God that Triple H was under there. I was hoping that there was an Elite Triple H under there, like it advertised on the box and on ringside. I didn't get this on ringside. I got this at Walmart. Now, my first gripe is the gold on his little cape thing. They could have put some type of wash on it. The detail is highly lacking. The gold on his mask, or whatever the hell that is, the crown thing, is a completely different color than the gold on his cape. That bugs me. If you know me by now and you've seen my videos, you'll know that I'm insanely OCD about certain things. Now, thank God that when I opened this, Triple H was under there. And when Triple H was under there, I saw this. He is also incredibly loose in the midsection. Ugh, how annoying is that? It's the worst thing in the world. If you get a figure and excited about it, it's the worst thing in the world. It's not as bad as Fandango was, but just like every other figure that's loose that we buy, I super glued the midsection a little bit and wiggled it until it was tightened. Still, just like with Fandango, it's still loose. It doesn't matter how much you put in there, how much you work with it, it's gonna get loose again, no matter what you do. That's my biggest problem. Another thing is, you'll notice that I changed the head. The one on there is just awful. I put it on a basic Triple H, and actually I prefer the basic Triple H over this figure, over the Elite. I'll probably make a video one day about that, but yeah, I was pretty devastated when I got this figure, and although I am glad that he was actually under there, I just wish the quality was a little better. Let's go to number 2, I think. Number 2. Yeah. One more thing before I go to number 2. The only way to stand this guy up by himself is to put the cape on. And the fact that the gold doesn't match the crown than it does on his cape is completely useless to me. Yeah, I could paint it, but I shouldn't have to. Anyway, let's go to number 2. Now, if you've seen my review of this guy, you could have predicted that he was going to be pretty high on the list. Very close to number 1. He's not number 1, surprisingly, but he is number 2. And if you've seen my review, you know why. But just as a little summary, I'll tell you in a nutshell. Issue 1. When I saw this on ringside, the towel around his neck, I thought it was cloth. Not a big deal, but got it, and I realized it was plastic. It's a molded piece. Not much of a big deal. Okay, the shirt I was cool with, and he looks awesome if you keep the shirt on him and the towel. But when you take the shirt off, it's just awkward. I don't like the body mold. I don't like I don't like it. I don't know if they've used this type of mold on any other figure. If they have, then let me know in the comments section, or just go check out my review of this figure and the reason I hate it. But he's incredibly thin. When you hold him, you put him like this. See, I can't even hold him. And I didn't pose him like that. I can't stand him up straight, so he's always leaning. You know what? Screw it. Just go check out my review. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. There's a lot wrong with this figure. Look at those big ass cuts in his stomach. I don't know. Either way. Stand up. See, he's always leaning, no matter what. Anyway, let's go to number 1. And if you can't guess by now, it is Roman Reigns. And I forget which Elite this is, as usual. I don't keep up with the numbers. I just buy the figures. Anyway, came with 2 vests. The one he has in his hand, he came with that one. The one he has on was an accessory. And I think it even came with another random ass piece of barricade that you could do absolutely nothing with unless you buy all of his figures. Then maybe you could make a half of a side of a piece of a barricade. That's ridiculous, retarded, bad marketing, just like the Triple H thing. I don't know. The hair was too long in the front. We take care of our figures, just to let y'all know. We take good care of our figures. We don't beat them up and mark them up and all this crap like all these other kids on YouTube that do this. And I'm not saying anything bad about y'all. I'm just saying, if you pay good money for a figure, take care of it, whether you like it or not. I'll show you a closer look at the vest. Boom. Look at that vest. Like I said, we take really good care of our figures. We don't mark them up. We take care of them, so on. I had to cut the hair in the front because it was rubbing off on the cheap rubbery plastic shit that his vest is made of. Now this is a harder material. I wish they would make this vest out of whatever they made this vest with. Same kind of plastic, because of the fact that you'll get this. Lot of wear on it. Very easily, very carefully. Not carefully, very easily to screw it up. And I'll give you a little quick comparison. There you go. Now, if you saw my top 10 video, you would know what number he came in. Awesome figure. I was one of the lucky ones that got a decent one of that figure, because I've seen some tragedies when it comes to detail and quality control on that figure. But this is terrible. Just move the camera. And that will probably do the same thing, but either way, Mattel, get your shit together. Make the vest like the old Shield vest used to be, the harder ones. I think the basic Roman Reigns has a harder vest than this plastic stuff, and I think it's because they're elite, so they want to have more movement. But it doesn't last long. The wear and tear is very easy to do, as you can see. So that's why I bought 2 of this guy. And I'll get into that one in a different video, because pretty upset whenever I found that at Toys R Us, got it home. I'll show you that later. But anyway, this is my number 1. Thank you guys for watching my videos again. Click like, comment, subscribe, share, hate, whatever you gotta do. I appreciate everything. Peace.